Well, we needed to rebound better. We needed to keep consistent pressure in the game. We need to play fast, and we need to we need to play without fouling as much. And so I don't know what the free throw count wasn't exactly in the first game, but they had 33 in this game. That's not a great number, but we got 27 ourselves, so that offset it. And then we had a really good night rebounding the ball. So we did some good things, and they're a hard team to play. Whether Leonard and Powell are playing or not, they're going to be physical. They're aggressive. Harden is Harden's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame player, and he was headed for a 40-point night, and we did a better job on him in the second half.
Just to go back to what you said about the rebounding, 46-31. Just what did you like, especially on the glass? I mean, Zubac is a guy that's caused you guys issues in the past. You hold him to 6. And just what did you like about how you were able to keep him away from the boards and how you were able to go get it yourselves?
Miles and Thomas worked really hard to keep a body on him. In our prep, we went through some things where these guys' responsibilities to block him out, and then if they can't get the rebound, someone else on our team has to. And so we did a pretty good job of gang rebounding tonight. We had some good offensive rebounds as well, some good opportunities there. And so, it all worked out. But it's a hard game, and we get a quick turnaround tomorrow.
You mentioned Harden. How does the game change when, obviously, in a situation where Kawhi's not there, Norm's not there, he's going to want to take over the game. He's going to be able to distribute and make his own shots. I mean, just how does the geometry of the game change when James is in a position where he can really take over like that? And how do you have to handle it?
As he says, he is a system, and that's a legit statement. When I was in Dallas, we dealt with him for I don't know how many years, and in Houston, and it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because he's so smart, he's so crafty, he's so skilled. He's still first or second in the league and getting fouled on threes and 4-point plays and all that kind of stuff, and he just has a mind where he really, he sees things that are going to happen before they happen. And he's also a guy who can dictate what happens in a game. And it's very hard to speed him up and get him out of his rhythm because he's that good.
Ty obviously seemed like he was going downhill from the beginning. It took a while for the points to kind of pile up. But what did you like about just his kind of being on the attack from the beginning? Just what did you like about his approach overall?
Aggressive from the very beginning. That's how he's got to play. He's got to be aggressive to get to the paint, get to the rim, shoot open shots when they're there, and he's going to throw the ball to open players, on our team. So he had a big night, and we needed it.
Aaron, not one more. Just Aaron, you got 19 on 7-11 from him. It seems like you're just getting continual progress from him, getting back to where he's used to being. What would you like from what you saw tonight on both ends? Obviously, he had to take on Harden as well.
Aaron's making progress. The offensive rebound he got in the first quarter and turned it into a 3. That was a big momentum play early. Defensively, he's getting his rhythm back a little bit more all the time, and he's making steady progress. So it was good. It's good to see. He's worked extremely hard on it.
Last one real quick. What TJ, I know this just happened with the ankle, but do you have any better sense of the shape of that if it's as serious?
Don't know. Don't know. At the very least, he probably will be listed as questionable, but I can't say that for sure. We'll see how he feels tomorrow.
It's just something that we emphasize. It's something that I know I'm pretty good at. And so trying to focus on, doing that more, and it's a good way to help me get into the game early. It's a good energy play to pick up, energy for everybody and myself.
How are you just trying to improve on the glass in general? You've obviously been in a position for most of your career where you've been playing undersized, basically playing 4s and whatnot, and it's not always been easy to pile those numbers up. But what have you tried to do just to improve,
like in the past, we've had trouble rebounding. And, part of that, I had a conversation earlier on in the year looking at my rebounding numbers. And, that's another thing that I said, I'm trying to be active and know that I need to get more rebounds just to help the team in general on both sides.
You're obviously able to attack a lot off the bounce today, attack some closeouts, find some seams in there. Just what did you like about just your dribble drive game today and getting that part of it going and, finishing at the rim and whatnot?
The lanes were open. teammates put me in a good position to succeed today. The ball found me, and, I just made proper reads.
How much do you feel like the shooting rhythm is coming along? It seems like each game you're a little bit further along on that. But how far do you feel like that's come?
Yeah, it's getting back, and it feels good, to get the rhythm back and get my feet under me, and, it's good. It feels good to, get back to me.
Just, big picture, how much closer do you feel to being yourself? It seems like this, especially the last 2 games out of the break, I imagine the break helped a whole lot.
The break did help. Yeah, it did. Just getting that rest for the ankle and, getting a couple rhythm shots up and, like I said, trying to find me again. So it was huge. It helped a lot, yeah.
What are things that are easier to do now than before the break? And, what do you feel like is still something that you need to get back right?
Just balance, get my feet under me. Still a work in progress to, like you said, get back to me. And but I'm getting there, percentage closer every day.
What's on the defensive end, but then that's got to be one part where you're constantly kind of flexing on that ankle and not trying to stay down on people. What's that part been like to get back to being yourself defensively and being able to, kind of ball hawk guys the way that you've always been able to? What's the progress been like there, and how close do you feel like you are to being back to being?
It's still can always get better. Even if I never was hurt in the first place, I always can get better on that side of the ball. So just continuing to show my hands, slide my feet, and get stronger on that side.
I thought I made a good read on the bounce pass from James. Kind of came out of my position to make the play, and then when you get a fast break like that, it's rare, but you try to take advantage and try to do something cool, something fun. And I just got yelled at from Rick for trying to make a highlight play. So I was like, might as well try it again. And I was trying to have fun on the break, and we play with a guy like Obi. You just want to give him a chance to do something cool. I could have given him probably a better pass. We got something better planned one day, but it's cool for now.
Was the previous highlight play the alley-oop you missed to Obi, and did you feel like you had to redeem yourself after that one?
Yeah, he got on me in the timeout, so I had to fix it. Yeah.
It seemed like you were, kind of aggressive getting downhill from the beginning, even though you only scored the 3 points in the first half. It seemed like you had a lot of kind of downhill momentum. And just what do you think got you going that way to start with, and just what did you like about, your aggression, the way that you attack things today?
Yeah, Miles has just been setting really good screens for me lately. It's been obviously a great thing to have him back. And then I'm just trying to do the best job to get 2 feet in the paint. I know we always talk about, me being aggressive, how I can be better. I've talked to you guys about this before where, aggression isn't just shots. It's paint touches, getting 2 feet in the paint. And I think I'm, doing a better job of that than I have, really all year. So just trying to keep getting downhill and make plays for others.
Are you've talked before about, seeing on film and saying there's, you'll see that you've passed up layups or floaters and stuff like that. Are you seeing fewer of those? In recent games, do you feel like you're finding yourself doing that less? And a lot of times when you pass out, it's because you've got 2 bodies on you or something like that it was the clear right move.
Yeah, not really. I'm still seeing a lot. It's hard though, because working with Drew, he always errs on shooting the ball, So when we watch film, even if I make a good pass, he's like, just shoot it, And so we're always trying to, I err on the pass more, he errs on the shot more, so we try to find the balance between the two. But yeah, definitely seeing shots inside the paint that I'm passing up, and that, our coaching staff, guys on the team getting on me to shoot the ball more. So I gotta be better there, but just keep trying to put good film on and getting downhill and getting us good shots.
How good did it feel to have that kind of groove that you hit in the third, especially when you hit 3 in a row?
Yeah, it felt good to see some shots go in. Just trying to be aggressive, take what the defense gives me, and just be who I am. And I thought finally got some. I feel like I've been shooting it well, for, honestly, from 3 most of the year. I'm not shooting enough, So it feels good to see them go in and just keep shooting.
You also got 19 out of Aaron tonight. He hit a couple threes, also was able to get downhill, had that big offensive rebound where he kind of took it to himself there. But just how much closer do you feel like you are to seeing Aaron, the Aaron you're used to?
Yeah, it obviously takes a little bit when you're hurt that long and, with the injury you had, trusting your body. And, it obviously is an adjusting period. And, struggling to shoot the ball when he came back, but nobody worries because he works so hard. And, it's always law of averages. We know what he brings to the table defensively. We've missed his crashing. He's had a lot of big offensive rebounds, it feels like, the last couple games. And he's just getting back to the flow of being himself. So never any concerns there. And he's always just been the steady guy for us. We always know we could count on AA. So getting him back has been really big for us, and excited to have him back in the lineup.
What do you feel like you guys did well to kind of maximize some of your advantages? Obviously, you find out sometime before the game that they're not going to have Kawhi and they're not going to have Norm Powell. It seemed like you guys obviously took advantage of your depth early. I think it was 21-3 bench scoring at half. You guys went on the glass. What do you feel like you guys did to kind of take advantage of, the advantage you were going to have because of who they were missing?
It wasn't even so much about those guys not playing. Obviously, those are two really big pieces for them and great players. But we feel like the last time we played them, we really changed the game and we played faster. We picked up full court, got up and down, and we were playing a lot of guys and really, pushing the pace. So the emphasis coming into today was to really get out and go. I thought we did a great job of that, scoring in transition. And then when our second group came in, especially in that first half, TJ really got it going and kept our flow going. So I thought we did a good job executing what we talked about before the game, and leads to good things for us.
What's up, Ty? So I apologize if you've gotten this question a lot over this season, but, y'all are good. Y'all have overcome a lot. Y'all went to the conference finals last year. How can this team differentiate itself, and how are y'all preparing yourselves to be not just a playoff team, but a team that can build off of what y'all had last year?
Yeah, I think for us as a group, I was just trying to take this one game at a time, understanding the success we had in the playoffs last year. And, when you're a young team and you get that success in the playoffs, for me, that's my first time ever. I can't wait to play in it again, and I look forward to that high level of basketball and all the things that come with playoffs. And, when you think so far ahead about what the matchups could look like, and, for the 3 seed, then we could play this team in the first round, this team in the second round. I feel like that's where you kind of get lost in the shuffle. You really just got to take care of what's in front of you. And I think that early in the year, we might have been thinking so far ahead or just not having success. And I think we've done a really good job of just, being locked into the day-to-day and being locked into what's in front of us. We've been doing a much better job of taking practice more seriously. We've really been having hard practices lately. And then just taking care of the teams that are in front of us. So understanding that it's a process, that it's a long year. You got 82 games. We still got, 27 more games left against some really good teams. So we're not as much worried about, the playoffs. And, we watch NBA games. We see the standings. We know, how far we are, to be the 4 seed, how far away we can be from the 3 seed, all those things. But we're just trying to win, win the day every day. And I feel like that was a big part of our success in January. Why we had such a good January was we weren't thinking about what, the season could be moving forward, or if we, split these, what it's going to look like, just how can we get better every day. And that allowed us to go on a little bit of a run in January. And we're just trying to maintain that, for the rest of the year. And then when the playoffs get here, obviously it's a really exciting time in our league, and we're excited to compete in those games. But, for now, just take it a day at a time, because you don't want to peak too early. You want to be peaking right in April and playing your best basketball, in May and hopefully into June.
And then just a follow-up, drilling a little bit deeper, y'all played 10 guys for the most part. And there's one guy that wasn't with y'all in that playoff run. And, you got TV, but, Benedict was on the team. He was hurt. He didn't get to play in the playoffs. He hasn't played a playoff game yet. He's been a huge part of your team in both first and second units. What can he add to y'all that y'all didn't quite have last spring? Yeah,
well, I think it's no secret for people to know that he's our X factor. What he can do offensively. He can score against anybody. He has the utmost confidence in himself, and we have confidence in him as well. So I think getting him in the playoffs is going to be huge for us. There's times in playoff games where the game could kind of, slow down, and I might not have it, P might not have it, shots aren't falling. We know Ben can really get going offensively and make shots for us. So, I think last year there was a lot of talk around, the health of the teams we were playing and how we were healthy, but I think, to leave out the fact that Ben Mathurin wasn't out there is a big omission. So I'm excited to get him back, and I'm excited to have him in the playoffs because I know he's chomping at the bit, to be in those games. And you see, honestly, during the year, all the teams that we played in the playoffs, he's been ready to go because I think he thinks about how he could have impacted those series to help us, win or be better or whatever the case may be. So look forward to having him in the playoffs this year, and I'm just excited to be healthy. For right now, hopefully we can maintain that. But I think everybody in the league would tell you, as a group, you just want to be as healthy as you can. You'd rather have, be too deep, where you got to cut guys out the lineup than, be hurt and have to kind of throw guys out there and play guys long minutes. So look forward to having him, this year, and he's been really big for us, so far this year, and look forward to having him, moving forward.